loves, it's Sam. So today I am going to be reviewing the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow. This has been all over Instagram, YouTube, like literally this was the last one in the entire store. Like this was the only one sitting there waiting, so it's technically not my color. However, it worked out to be okay. I just grabbed it because that was it. That was all that was left. This retails for $12.99 on the site. However, I found mine for $11.99 at Target, plus I got my 5% off with my red card. So this is not sponsored by Target, I just love Target. So the color that I picked up was 204 Natural Buff. And that is what the packaging looks like. So I'm actually really liking the packaging. It's very thin, it's lightweight, great for traveling. You can squeeze it out, it's not messy. So I do really like the packaging. I think it's very user-friendly. And then right on the packaging it says 1 fluid ounce. It has your color right over here. This is claiming to be a 24-hour foundation. I mean, no one really ever wears 24-hour foundation unless you're like flying to like China. I mean, I don't even know what the flight would be, but you know, most of the time you're not going to wear your foundation for 24, usually maybe like 12, 14. So I don't know how it's going to last throughout the day, but I am excited that it is supposed to be a long-lasting foundation. The finish is radiant. This is what it's claiming. It wears up to 24 hours. The coverage is medium. The texture is air light. And it says shake well, and then dot onto skin in rolling motions. So I applied mine with my beauty blender. I used it damp. It applied really, really nicely. You will see me applying the product, and you will also see how glowy the foundation is when I'm applying it. So as far as the finish, I agree, it is a radiant finish. As far as the coverage, it is a medium coverage. It's medium, but it is buildable, but you're not gonna build it up to like ridiculously flawless perfection coverage if you have discoloration. However, if your skin is just kind of like normal, you know, you just need a little bit of like evening out of the skin tone, I think you're gonna be really happy with the coverage. I'm just used to like ridiculously full coverage because I do have so many different like pigmentation and scarring and redness to cover up. I can still see those little like brown spots kind of peeking through a little bit, and then you can see a little bit of my scarring right here peeking through. But overall, I'm happy with the finish. I think it looks really pretty. It's very glowy, even though I powdered like I always do, because I feel like I always want to give it a true test of how I normally would do my makeup. So I have powdered over this. Obviously, the dewier you want it to be, you wouldn't powder, but I like to set my foundation so that I don't feel it like when I swipe my hands by or when my kids grab my face. It's not gonna just like smear off. So that's completely up to you. If you want a dewier finish, obviously don't set it. If you do want to still have a little peak of a glow come through, set it like you normally would, and you will still see that that glow is still kind of trying to like beam through, and it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what the website says. So it says it's up to 24-hour wear with a hydrating glow, lightweight and creamy. This long-lasting foundation goes on smooth with a glow finish that lasts. With medium coverage, it instantly hides imperfection for a clear complexion. The hydrating foundation with SPF is ideal for normal to dry skin. So normal to dry skin is what it's recommended for. I kind of give you a little disclaimer later on. I am oily. I would never normally reach for something that says glowy, hydrating, luminous, because I have oily skin. But I did want to review this for you guys to let you guys know what it does do on oily skin. And obviously I don't have like perfect skin, so it's nice to kind of see how these things will hold up, and also how they'll hold up in the wrinkles and kind of like cover what I have to cover. So as of right now, I'm loving this foundation. It's really beautiful. I like the way that it has like set on my skin. I like the fact that it has a little bit of the glow peeking through, even though I've powdered it, and it doesn't like accentuate my wrinkles. It does look really natural. It's very skin-like on the face, and so far I'm giving it a thumbs up. We shall see throughout the day how it lasts though, because a lot of the time when I have something that says glowy, usually around here it'll start breaking up and looking blotchy and weird and then getting really greasy right here. So I have high hopes for this because so far it looks really beautiful on the skin, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are really, really going to like this, especially if you are normal to dry, because it doesn't feel greasy or thick. It's very, very lightweight, but it does feel very hydrating, like you've put a really amazing serum or very, very like hydrating moisturizer, but that's not like thick or heavy like a nighttime one. It just feels really like it's helping your skin, and it gives you this gorgeous glow. But it doesn't look like you're just glowing on top. It looks like you're just glowing, like your skin is just really healthy. So that's my thoughts so far. Keep on watching. You'll see me apply the actual foundation so you guys can see what it looks like, how it blends out. And you will also see me checking out or checking in throughout the day to let you guys know how it's wearing up, because it does say that it lasts 24 hours, and to see how it controls that oil. It's not an oil controller, so I don't expect it to, but I do want to see if it's going to be like ridiculously greasy, or if it's something that an oily skin person can get away with, or even combination. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate that. Share with your friends if you know someone who is looking out to try this foundation and doesn't know if it is going to work on oily skin, because it is tough trying to find foundations that work for oily skin, especially when you have discoloration or just problematic skin or wrinkles. The only color that was left was 204. I got mine at Target. They literally, this was just the last one sitting there. So I was like, well, whatever, I'll just grab it. It's a nice squeezy tube. It's very lightweight. Like, it's great for traveling. So I like the packaging a lot, and I like that you can just squeeze it out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze like that much. It's quite runny. As you can see, it's like dripping down my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and use it with a damp beauty blender. So this color actually isn't terrible. I'm like on my kind of like downward of the self tanner. It's not fresh. It's been on for like almost a week. I would say it's medium coverage. Let's see if you can build it up. Because right now it's giving me like, it's kind of like evening out my skin, but it's not like super duper full coverage. So like if you have skin that is just like, okay, I just kind of want to even it out. It's not terrible. You don't have any like scarring or active you know, breakouts, or you don't have any pigmentation or anything like that, then I think you'd be happy with the coverage, because it still is covering decently. It's not like it's terrible, but it's definitely not a full coverage foundation, as you guys can probably tell as I'm applying this. From what I can see, I definitely have like a pretty nice glow going on. So I feel like if you are searching for a foundation that does give you that kind of luminosity and you want a glow to your skin, then this one would be good for you. So it says that it is for radiant finish for normal to dry skin, and that it is hydrating. It also has SPF 15. So that is also nice that you are getting a little bit of sunscreen in there as well. But like I said, this is not meant for oily skin. So if it doesn't work out on me, then don't be like, oh, it's a crap foundation, because obviously it says right on the bottle it's for normal to dry. So this is for someone who wants to look glowy, who needs a little bit of extra hydration on their skin. So that is the first coat. I sound like I'm painting a car. You can see right here this glow. It's really beautiful. Like when I look at it on the skin, it actually looks really, really pretty. It's like very skin-like. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. It just looks like my skin is just really glowy, and like I've put like a really good like moisturizer or serum on there. Like it looks just really, it almost looks like after I've put my Liptic TX, it gives that really beautiful, like very kind of just glow, like your skin is really healthy. I'm actually pretty impressed. It looks really pretty. You can see on this side though where my scarring is, it hasn't quite covered like my normal foundation does. So like this side of my face is pretty decent, minus like this little section. So you can see if you do have like, you know, decent skin where it's not super discolored, you're gonna get a pretty coverage. Like it looks really nice. But then you can see on this side, it's like, hello, one person, another person. Over here, I would need a little bit more. So this is one coat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add just a tiny little bit more to the spots that I feel like I need a little bit of extra coverage, and we're just gonna see if it's buildable, like if I can get the extra coverage that I need. And I have to say this color isn't too bad actually. So if you're on your like end bit of your self tan, I think once I have like my bronzer and stuff, it can definitely work. Okay, so it is buildable. You can see it definitely did a better job the second time around of covering, It is not a full coverage foundation. I don't think you're ever gonna get that like Estee Lauder Double Wear coverage where it's just like, ding, everything is gone. But I will say it is a full, I mean, it's buildable. It's medium to full, but it's not like ridiculously full like Kat Von D or Estee Lauder Double Wear or like Marc Jacobs. So there it is. But I hope that you can tell in the camera how beautiful it really does look on the skin. It's so skin-like. And it looks like it's actually pretty decent on my forehead wrinkles too. It's not like accentuating them or making them look worse. It's very, just looks really healthy. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my foundation routine. I'm gonna go ahead, oh, I totally forgot to prime. Shooty bagooty. Okay, well, I did not prime, which I normally do, and I feel like that does make a huge difference. So this is gonna be just a true test of what it does without primer. Sorry about that, completely forgot. But I will go ahead and like powder it, do my concealer like I always do. To the touch, it doesn't feel sticky, but it definitely feels hydrated. Like it feels like I have moisturizer on my skin. So I would definitely want to set it just so that I feel like it's not going to get like swiped off throughout the day, especially because I have kids and they touch your face and then there goes your makeup. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I'll come back, let you know how everything blended out, and then we will just keep on checking out throughout the day. Okie doke, so I have put all my makeup on. Everything went on completely like normal. I didn't notice any kind of difference as far as blending anything out. Everything went on really nicely like it always does. So I do want to get a mirror, price tag still on the back, whoops, and really look up close. Forehead still looks good. The wrinkles are, you know, they're not accentuated. Couldn't think of the word. Yeah, everything looks really good. There's a tiny little bit of like gathering around the nose, like that doesn't look quite as great, but everything else looks really, really nice. I'm impressed so far. I will say I feel like this wrinkle looks a little bit more accentuated than normal, but this wrinkle just sucks anyway. But overall the skin, it still has a glow coming through. I don't know if you guys can tell on my forehead especially. I powdered like I always do. And if you guys don't know my full foundation routine, I will link a video down below. But like, I will say that even though I have powdered like I normally do, I have like a really pretty glow to my skin coming through. Like obviously I have highlighter on there, but I still feel like there's a little bit of glow trying to peek through, mostly on my forehead. But it doesn't look greasy, it just looks like luminous or healthy. So far, I actually really like it. Now the last L'Oreal product that I tried was that one in the rose gold container that is so gorgeous. And I did not like that at all. It was really wet to me. This one feels glowy, but it doesn't feel wet or thick or anything like that. It just feels moisturized. So everything went on fine. The powders, I didn't have a problem. Like it didn't look all cakey or like powdery or blotchy underneath. Like everything just went on beautifully. So far, I'm actually really impressed with this foundation. I think it looks gorgeous. Like my forehead is looking so nice. So I'll check back throughout the day. Let me just check what time it is right now. So it's 12:24. So I've had it on for like probably 20 minutes altogether. So I'll check back later and I'll let you guys know how it's wearing throughout the day. But so far, I give it a thumbs up. Woohoo, who knew I might like a Pro Glow? But there's still a chance for it to go downhill. Okay guys, so I'm doing a check-in. It is 5:10, if you can see that. 5:10. So you can see there's definitely some oil like on my forehead and like right here and right there, a little bit on my chin, but it's no more than like normal foundations. Like for a glow foundation, I was expecting it to be so greasy by now. So it's been on for what, 5 hours? It hasn't broken apart anywhere. It still looks really beautiful. It's just I have a little bit of a glow going on. So I'm super impressed so far. I will check in a little bit later and let you guys know what it's looking like. But as of right now, I probably won't even blot. I'll just let the glow go and then we'll see later. So it's now after midnight. So it's been on for a total of 12 hours. I will say, I've got a fluff stuck on my head. Yep, that's fluff. It still like hasn't bunched apart. It hasn't broken apart on my chin. It's lasted really, really well. I mean, it's been on for 12 hours and all I can say is that I am oily. Like I'm definitely oily on my forehead. I'm oily. I have not touched up at all. I haven't repowdered. I haven't blotted. I haven't done anything. And I forgot to wear a primer today. As you can see, I mean, I definitely have some oil. Like when I touch it, like you can swipe it off for sure. But I'm really impressed. It's lasted really, really well. It still looks really beautiful on the skin. I mean, there's no like settling or anything like that. I just have like a layer of just kind of like oil over my face. But I can't say that it's like ridiculously oily where I'm grossed out. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm greasy, I could blot and I'd probably be fine. It's held up really well and it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. I'm amazed. Like, I honestly did not think this was going to be a good review. I was pretty sure that after a couple hours I was going to be like, no, because normally they get all weird around my chin, they just break apart and they just look crap. And this has literally, like, it looks the same as when I applied it. It just has oil. So huge thumbs up for me. This is a really awesome foundation. I feel like whether you are normal or dry or oily, like obviously normal and dry, I think you're gonna love it. If you are oily, you will need to blot, but it looks beautiful. Like, I will actually wear this foundation again. I'm really, really impressed with it. Like, I'm so happy with it. Obviously, my Estee Lauder controls oil better. So by the end of the day with the Estee Lauder, I don't have this much oil. However, I really like the way that this looks very skin-like and it looks really beautiful, and it does give that kind of glow from within from the beginning of when you're wearing it. So huge thumbs up for L'Oreal. This is like, it's honestly amazed me. I do recommend this foundation. I would definitely like recommend it, especially if you're normal or dry, especially if you're combo. If you are oily, just keep it in mind that if you are going to wear it a very long time, just keep an oil blotter in your purse. But it is going to last very well and it's still going to look really beautiful. You will just have to like make sure that you kind of blot the oil off. I really, really think it's just like an amazing formula and I'm just so impressed. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this helpful and I will see you in my next video, and I'll link everything, well, the one thing I'm talking about, the foundation, down below. Bye.